Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. Today's segment is going to be another episode of Tackle Talk. And today's topic is going to be how to use popping corks for saltwater applications, more so in Southwest Florida. I do not have a lot of experience fishing the east coast of Florida. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm going to tell you what works well in Southwest Florida for different types of fish and applications, and different. It's going to cover a broad spectrum of price ranges and such. So right here we have your basic. It's made by Comal. It's a little styrofoam popping cork. It has a slit down the middle here. Basically, what you would do is you would insert your line into the slit, shove this stick in, and that primarily is going to act as your wedge. So these are okay if you're on a cheap budget. This is strictly a styrofoam popping cork. It does not have any weights or rattles. There are different ones I'm going to show you that do, and we're going to lead up to that. As you can see, this top is kind of concave. So what you're going to be doing as you would be pulling this, it's going to be doing a lot of burping action, like bloop, bloop, bloop. It's going to make a lot of noise, and that will attract fish because it's going to sound to them if they're off, in the distance, or within literally earshot, if you want to say that for a fish. But they'll hear and feel that vibration of that, and they're going to think fish are feeding on bait fish. So they're going to turn around and come back to investigate, see what's going on. So if you have a shrimp or a bait fish or some type of bait underneath this, they're going to come investigate, and then hopefully, the game is on. So that's option number one, just a plain styrofoam popping cork. These used to be in the old days. When I say the old days, I don't want to sound like I'm 99 or anything, but these used to be like 99 cents. Now they're $1.99 because everything's going up in the world. But okay, so I'm not going to talk real long about this one. Basically, it's the same. It is the same item as the previous one, but this one's weighted, so you can cast this one further. So everything applies the same. Sometimes there's color coded. You can see just the plain styrofoam has the dark stem. This has the green stem. Sometimes they are color coded. I didn't go out and buy every different color code, but I know that they have a green one like this that is weighted and has rattles in it. So the rattles are also, you're going to use it the same way with the burping device, and then the rattles kind of like give that extra vibration. It makes it's more highly effective, I guess you could say, if you're going to use the economical version. So that's something to consider. I wish I had one available. When I stopped at the store, they did not have that style available to show you. But basically, it's green, and it's something I like better, to be honest with you. If I'm going to go the economy route, the weighted with the rattles, you're not going to go wrong. But that's why there's a concave type top here. And another thing I want to tell you is sometimes these tend to get they loosen up, so it's not going to hold its grip as well. Like the first one, this first one was very loose, very loose. What you can do is sometimes if you're using braid or something like that, you can put your line in here, just do a wrap through it, and then you have it like a double wrap on the inside, so your stem's going to have more, what do you call that, tightness, abrasion, whatever you want to call that. So that's that for the economy version. And I'm going to talk to you about another economy version of the popping corks that I do sell through Tight Lines Tackle. So these are really nice. I'm going to open up the pack, and I'm going to kind of show you. This is kind of cool. This is something that the owner at Tight Lines Tackle has started. He has a bunch of new products and brands coming out, and these are nice. You're going to see the difference here, but this has a little bit of weight to it. I don't know how well you can hear this because the fountain's going, and I'll shut up so you can hear this, but You can hear the rattles in there. That's always good to have the rattles. So you have your wire stem in here, your one plastic bead at the top, one plastic bead at the bottom. So that sells as a 2-pack. So I'm selling that as a 2-pack. Once again, it has the concave top, and that's good for the burping action to attract the fish. So that is, so we're kind of going up in class, I guess you could say, as far as price points. So I sell the 2-pack for $7. So now we're going to go on and talk about another popular brand, and it's called the Billy Bay Popping Cork. So right here, basically, this is nice. You're kind of moving up in class, and everything I'm showing you today is orange, but they also do come in yellow and pink. Orange is the most popular, is what I found for our region. So this is nice. So what you're going to see, the difference here is you have a longer wire stem compared to this. You're going to have two plastic beads at the top. I don't know how well you can see that. I'm going to try and move that. 2 plastic beads at the top. And then at the bottom, you have 2 brass beads. That helps give it weight, so when you can get better casting distance, and it's going to rattle, and that's going to add weight to it. So that's a pretty nice setup. The only problem with this, there's this brand and there's another one very similar to this called the Cajun Thunder. And keep in mind, the ones I'm showing you so far are all with the concave top. So there's an oval one I'm about to show you. So a lot of these brands sell the concave and the oval type float, which you're going to see that in the next one. The problem with some of these other brands compared to the final brand that I'm going to show you is these longer wires. Sometimes if you get caught up in the bushes or wherever you are, sometimes that wire shape, that wire can get bent out. Even though you try and get it back, it's not going to have that true vertical stem. It's very hard to reposition. So these are good. This is better, I would say, like based on what I'm going to show you, it's kind of like a little bit above middle of the road. And now we're going to go to the brand I like the most. And this is an example of what I'm talking to you about, the oval type float. And same thing here. We have the thing that's cool about this, there's 3 plastic beads. I don't know how well, there's a big loop here, there's a big swivel, there's 1 bead, 2 beads here, 3 plastic beads, and then down below there is 2 brass beads and a washer. So this is going to have a lot of sound effect in the water. It's very good. Generally, what I have found, you want to use this oval type popping cork if you're fishing up against the mangroves. It's really good for redfish. And keep in mind, like as an example, the Estero Bay, when you're up in the mangroves, it's not going to be more than 2 or 3 feet. You know, sometimes those mangroves do hang out over the water. It's a protected type growth, so you're not allowed to trim it down or anything. That'd be illegal. So these are really good in the around the mangroves, around the oyster bars and stuff like that for trout, snook, redfish. Trout do, especially like a lot of the noise and stuff like that. These are very good for the redfish. So I'm not saying that you can't catch redfish with this type of popping cork by the mangroves, but generally in years and years of talking with charter captains, they prefer the oval. So that's what I'm telling you. So now we're going to go to the concave type version of this, and I do not think I mentioned it on this previous one, but what I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you real quick so I don't forget to tell you. This wire stem, that shaft, is made of titanium, so it's going to hold its shape. It's not going to bend real easy like some of the other brands, like I was telling you, like the Cajun Thunder and the Billy Bay or whatever. So these are the preferred ones because of the titanium shaft. And this has 3 beads. You can see the 3 beads, hopefully. I don't know how much of a reflection you get in there. And then down here, there's 2 brass beads, and there's a washer down there. Then you have a swivel at the bottom. You would tie your leader with your hook, with your shrimp or your pinfish or whatever type of bait you're going to use. So those are the basics of using a popping cork in Southwest Florida for saltwater applications. And if if you're going to be fishing freshwater like a friend of mine named Sunfish King, all you're going to need is a little red and white bobber, and you'll be good. Catch a panfish, or a dime a dozen. Anyway, I thank you for tuning in, and go over to Sunfish King and harass him a little bit. If he wants me to send these to him, I'll send it to him. That is the storm alarm. That means I got to get the hell out of here. Sorry.